There's a moment when betrayal stops feeling like pain and starts feeling like clarity. I remember the exact second it happened, the way the noise in the room just disappeared. I could have screamed. I could have begged. Instead, I walked away. And if you knew what came after, you'd understand why I didn't look back. She threw her head back and laughed. You actually think I'd ever introduce you to my parents? Right there. In front of everyone. I didn't yell. I didn't break down. I just gave her this calm, almost amused smile and said softly, don't worry. You won't have to. Then I stood up, turned around, and walked out of that bar like the floor wasn't crumbling beneath me. I didn't look back once. I'm 29, I work in digital marketing, and up until 3 weeks ago, I honestly believed I was in a stable, grown-up relationship. Her name was Jessica. We'd been together for 2 years. 2 whole years of shared dinners, inside jokes, lazy Sunday mornings, and all the little things that make you believe you found your person. I couldn't have been more wrong. Let me rewind a little. Jessica and I met at a friend's birthday party. She was sharp, funny, ambitious, the kind of woman who walked into a room and made it feel brighter. We hit it off instantly. 3 months in, she was basically living in my apartment. Our lives slid into this easy rhythm. Grocery runs every Sunday, binge-watching Netflix on weeknights, brunch at that same crowded spot downtown every weekend. I thought I knew her. I thought what we had was real. There were little cracks, though. She always dodged the subject of me meeting her parents. They're traditional, she'd say, I just want to wait until it's serious. But 2 years in? That felt pretty damn serious to me. I didn't push it. I trusted her. She spent a lot of time with her college friends too. I figured that was healthy. Independence in a relationship, right? I had my own circle. My own hobbies. I never wanted to be the controlling boyfriend. But then came that night. She'd texted me earlier, meet me at the bar downtown. It was this trendy spot, low lighting, loud music, the kind of place where everything smells like citrus and expensive gin. I walked in around 8 o'clock and spotted her at a table tucked away in the back. She was surrounded by her college crew, 7 or 8 people, mostly women, and one guy I didn't recognize. She waved at me. Just waved. No getting up. No kiss. No hug. Just a lazy flick of her hand. That was the first red flag I pretended not to see. I slid into the empty chair next to her, ordered a bourbon on the rocks, and tried to blend in. They were laughing about some Miami trip they'd taken the year before. Jessica had told me it was a girl's trip. I even helped book her flight. So I just sat there, smiling politely, sipping my drink, laughing when appropriate, like a guest at someone else's party. And then Melissa, one of her more outspoken friends, turned to me with this bright, excited grin. So, she said, when are you finally meeting Jess's parents? 2 years together, it's gotta be soon, right? I opened my mouth to say something casual like, yeah, hopefully soon. But Jessica laughed. Not shy. Not awkward. It was a loud, cutting laugh that sliced through the music. Then she looked right at me and said, you really think I'd ever introduce him to my parents? The whole table froze. The kind of silence where you can hear the clinking of glasses across the room. My face went hot, that buzzing sting crawling up my neck like I'd just been slapped in front of a crowd. Melissa's smile faltered. One guy suddenly found something fascinating on his phone. Another friend practically dove into her wine glass to avoid eye contact. Jessica just sat there, smirking. Swirling her martini like this was all some inside joke. And for the first time in 2 years, I saw her. Not the version I'd built up in my head. The real her. I didn't explode. I didn't beg. I just gave her a small, knowing smile, the kind you give when you finally understand the joke you were never supposed to be in on. Don't worry, I said quietly, you won't have to. I dropped a $20 bill on the table for my drink, stood up, and walked out. Someone behind me muttered, dude, what the hell? Maybe at her. Maybe at me. I didn't care. I just kept walking. I drove home with my hand shaking on the steering wheel. Not from rage. From adrenaline. From the sharp, crushing realization that I had spent 2 years building a life with someone who saw me as nothing more than a punchline. I sat on my couch for hours after that. No TV. No music. Just me, staring at the wall, replaying the moment on a loop. No call from her. No text. Just silence. Every minute that ticked by made the truth heavier. Had I been a placeholder? Just someone convenient until something better came along? Then, at 11:47 p.m., my phone buzzed. My heart jumped, but it wasn't her. It was Lauren, her best friend. The one I'd actually gotten along with. She'd always struck me as grounded, not the drama type. Her message said, "Hey, I need to tell you something. Can you call me?" My stomach twisted into a knot. I stared at that text for a full minute before hitting call. She answered on the first ring. "Hey," she said. Her voice sounded tight, like she'd been crying. "What's going on?" I asked. "I'm so sorry about tonight," she said, voice cracking a little. "That was messed up. I told Jess in the parking lot, but there's more. I can't keep quiet anymore." My chest tightened. "What do you mean?" "Jessica's been seeing someone else. For like, 6 months." The world tilted sideways. "What?" "His name's Connor. Finance guy. They met at a networking event in April. She's been telling us you two were basically done. That you were just convenient. She said she'd end it eventually, but honestly, I think she liked having you around. You know, emotional support, financial stability, the comfort." I couldn't speak. My ears rang. Lauren went on, "Tonight, after you left, she laughed about it. Said you're too nice to ever make a fuss. That you just accept whatever she told you." I couldn't sit there and let that slide. You don't deserve this. 6 months. Half a year. While I was sitting at home thinking she was working late, she was with him. While I was booking date nights, she was lying through her teeth. I mumbled a thank you to Lauren. I don't even remember what else I said. My brain was static. When the call ended, I sat in the dark until 3 a.m., the silence pressing down on me like a weight. And then something in me clicked. I wasn't just going to sit here and cry. I started planning. Jessica finally decided to grace me with a text the next afternoon. Hey, can we talk? I think you overreacted last night. Overreacted. Like I was the problem. Like her laughing at me in front of a crowd was a minor inconvenience. I didn't respond. I just stared at that message for a long moment, feeling my jaw tighten. Then I called Marcus, my buddy who works in IT security. Marcus is the kind of guy who can talk about cloud storage like it's a religion. I kept it casual. Hey man, quick question. Hypothetically, if 2 people are on the same iCloud family plan, is it possible for one to access the other's backups? He explained it. Slowly. Clearly. And it hit me. Jessica and I had been using the same iCloud family plan for over a year. Her idea. Her brilliant idea to save money. Which also meant I technically had access to her photo backups, if I knew her login. And I did. Because she'd used my laptop 100 times. Her password was auto-saved. My pulse was hammering in my ears. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, what I did next wasn't noble. I was hurt. I was furious. And deep down, I needed proof. Not just words. Not just Lauren's shaky voice on the phone. I needed to see it with my own eyes. I logged in. And there it was. An entire gallery of betrayal staring back at me. Hundreds of photos. Jessica and Connor, grinning in places she'd told me were work trips. Sunset selfies on a beach. Champagne glasses clinking at candlelit dinners. Hotel beds covered in rose petals. Her face glowing with that kind of soft, private smile I used to think was just mine. But the one that broke me wasn't the rose petals. It was a photo from 2 months ago. They were standing on a deck overlooking a lake, matching Christmas sweaters, his arms snug around her waist. She was leaning into him like he was home. That same smile I'd fallen for. It was like my heart cracked in slow motion. I felt nauseous. I actually had to sit down, gripping the edge of the desk so I wouldn't hurl. Then, with shaking hands, I downloaded everything. Every single photo. Then I logged out. Cleared the history. Closed the laptop like it had burned me. For a moment, I just sat in the dark, breathing hard, staring at my reflection on the black screen. She called that night. I let it ring. Then came the voicemail. Her voice was syrupy sweet, with just a hint of irritation. Look, I'm sorry I embarrassed you. I was drunk and stupid. Can we please just talk? I miss you. Not a word about what she'd done. Just a soft, rehearsed apology, the kind meant to smooth things over, not fix anything. I texted back a single line. We can talk tomorrow. Coffee at Brewed Awakening. 2 p.m. She replied instantly. Okay, thank you. I love you, Red Heart. I stared at those 3 words like they were written in another language. I love you. Did she? Had she ever? I didn't reply. I just set my phone face down and let the silence stretch until it felt heavy in the air. Tomorrow, she'd get to talk. But it wouldn't go the way she thought. She showed up 15 minutes late, like she always did when she wanted to control the moment. And she was wearing that blue sundress. The one I bought her for her birthday last year. The one she'd spun around in, laughing, saying it made her feel beautiful. Seeing her walk into the cafe like that, it was surreal. Like I was watching someone play the role of Jessica, but the real girl I thought I knew had disappeared months ago. She sat down across from me, all smiles. Like nothing had happened. Like she hadn't humiliated me in front of her friends. Like she hadn't spent half a year living a double life. Hey, she said softly, reaching across the table for my hand. I'm really sorry about the other night. I don't know what I was thinking. I was drunk and being stupid. I pulled my hand back before her fingers could touch mine. Tell me about Connor. Her smile shattered. Just, gone. Her face drained of color so fast I swear I could see the blood leave her cheeks. What? She whispered. Connor, I repeated, calm. Too calm. The guy you've been seeing for 6 months. She opened her mouth. Closed it. Opened it again like a fish gasping for air. Who told you that? Does it matter? I asked. It's not what you think, she stammered. And I almost laughed. Because that's always the line, isn't it? It's not what you think. We all know exactly what it means. We're just friends, she rushed out. Stop. I pulled my phone out, opened the photo folder, and slid it across the table. I've got about 300 photos that say otherwise. Her hand trembled as she picked up the phone. She scrolled for maybe 5 seconds, just long enough for the truth to slap her across the face, then set it down like it burned. Her eyes were glossy now, tears welling up. How did you? iCloud family plan, I said. You're terrible at technology, by the way. You should probably change your password. That broke her. She started crying, real tears this time. Not the fake, pretty kind she used when she wanted to get out of trouble. These were sharp, panicked sobs that made her voice shake. I didn't mean for this to happen, she choked out. Connor and we connected. We met at this event and started talking and it just happened. But I do care about you. I didn't want to hurt you. You didn't want to hurt me, I repeated slowly, letting the words twist in the air. But you humiliated me in front of your friends. You spent 6 months lying to my face. You let me believe we had a future while you were busy planning your life with someone else. I was confused, she said, wiping at her cheeks. I didn't know how to end things with you. You're so good to me. You're stable and kind, Anne. And convenient, I cut in. That's the word Lauren used. Convenient. She flinched like I'd struck her. She had no right? She had every right, I snapped. My voice didn't even shake. She's a better friend to me than you ever were a girlfriend. I leaned back in my chair, steady, and said, "We're done, Jessica. I want you out of my apartment by the end of the week. I'll stay at Marcus's until you're gone. Leave your key on the counter." Her eyes widened. She reached across the table again, gripping my hand so hard her nails dug into my skin. "Please," she whispered, desperate. "Can we just talk about this? I'll end things with Connor. I'll do whatever you want. I made a mistake. Please." I pulled my hand free, stood up, and looked down at her. "No," I said. "We can't. And just so you know, I already talked to the landlord this morning. The lease is only in my name. You have no legal right to stay. So pack your stuff and get out." Her shoulders crumpled as the reality sank in. She wasn't in control anymore. I walked out, leaving her sitting there at the table, crying into a cup of coffee she hadn't even touched. The air outside felt colder than usual, sharper. But for the first time in months, I could actually breathe. I'd already made the calls. My landlord had listened, understood, and told me I had every right to ask her to leave. This time, she wouldn't talk her way out of the mess she made. She was gone in 3 days. Lauren, bless her, was the one who helped her pack. She texted me little updates along the way so I'd know when it was safe to come home. "She's taking the coffee maker," one message read. I stared at the screen for a second and let out a breath. I didn't care. She could have taken the couch, the plates, the stupid throw pillows she'd insisted on buying. None of it mattered. I just wanted her out of my life. When Lauren sent the final text, "She's gone," I sat in my car outside the apartment for a long moment, just listening to the rain on the windshield. That silence felt different. Clean. Final. Lauren messaged again later that night, "She's a mess. But you did the right thing. I'm proud of you." It hit me harder than I expected. I hadn't realized how badly I needed someone to say that. The next day, I blocked Jessica on everything. Phone, socials, email, even Venmo. If she sent a carrier pigeon, I'd find a way to block that too. And just to be thorough, I blocked Connor as well, not that we'd ever spoken. I just didn't want a single thread of that mess touching my life again. I needed a clean break. A fresh start. No reminders of the girl who made me a footnote in my own relationship. 2 weeks later, Lauren's name popped up on my phone again. "Are you sitting down?" My stomach tightened. That's never a good sign. "What now?" I texted back. Her reply came fast. "Connor broke up with Jessica." I actually laughed. Out loud. Right there in the middle of the produce aisle with a bunch of strangers giving me weird looks. "Why?" I typed. "Apparently, he didn't know she was still in a relationship with you. She told him you guys broke up last year and were just roommates finishing out a lease. When he found out the truth, someone from our group told him, he lost it. Called her a liar and a cheater. Then blocked her on everything." I leaned on my cart, grinning like an idiot next to a pile of avocados. "Karma," I wrote back. And I meant it. But Lauren wasn't done. "There's more." "Oh God," I replied. "What now?" "She tried to move back in with her parents. They kicked her out." I froze. "What? Why?" Lauren answered, "Her mom found out about the whole thing. Jessica's parents loved you. They thought you were going to propose. Her mom had been asking about you constantly. When they found out what Jessica did, her mom told her she was embarrassed to call her her daughter. Said she didn't raise her to be a cheater and a liar." I didn't know how to feel hearing that. Part of me felt this quiet, satisfying sense of justice, like the universe had balanced the scales a little. The girl who'd laughed in my face was suddenly facing the consequences of her own choices. But another part of me just felt tired. Sad. Sad for the 2 years I'd wasted. Sad for the version of Jessica I thought I knew. Sad for the future I'd pictured, the one that was never real to her in the first place. It's strange how heartbreak doesn't always roar. Sometimes it just settles. Like dust after a storm. And you're left standing there, surrounded by the quiet, trying to figure out who you are now that the world you built is gone. It's been 3 weeks since the night everything changed, since I stood up from that table, walked out of that bar, and didn't look back. 3 weeks since the girl I thought I loved showed me exactly who she was. From what I've heard through Lauren, Jessica's crashing at Melissa's place now. Yeah, the same Melissa who asked that one innocent question that pulled the thread holding everything together. I guess poetic justice comes with a side of irony. Lauren says Jessica's been asking around through mutual friends, trying to reach me. She's been saying she's learned her lesson. That she's grown as a person. All in 3 weeks. No. I won't give her that second chance. Not after everything. Last week, I went on a date. A real one. Her name's Rachel. We matched on Hinge. She's a 4th grade teacher, loves hiking, and has a golden retriever named Pepper, who, by the way, might just be the happiest dog I've ever met. Our first date was supposed to be just a quick dinner, but we ended up talking for 3 hours, long after most of the tables had cleared out. When the staff started stacking chairs, we finally laughed and walked out together under the streetlights. On our second date, Rachel leaned across the table, eyes bright, and asked, "So, when do I get to meet your friends? I want to know the people who are important to you." For a second, I just sat there, letting that sink in. No games. No walls. No hiding me from the people in her life. I smiled. "Whenever you want." She squeezed my hand, warm and steady. "Good answer. I won't pretend everything's magically fixed. I'm not healed yet. Some nights, Jessica still slips into my thoughts like smoke. Not because I want her back, but because betrayal leaves fingerprints that take time to fade. I still think about the lies. The quiet ones. The ones told over takeout dinners and tired nights on the couch. I think about all the red flags I smoothed over because I wanted so badly to believe what we had was real. But here's the thing, I'm getting there. Every day, the weight of her fades just a little more. And now I know exactly what I will never accept again. I won't be someone's backup plan. I won't be someone's punchline. And I sure as hell won't be convenient. Lauren told me yesterday that Jessica's been posting cryptic Instagram stories, stuff like losing the one and if I could turn back time. I haven't looked. I don't need to. That chapter isn't just over, it's sealed shut. I've got a new story to write now. One where I'm not just someone's safe option. I'm moving forward. And this time, I'm building something real.